Queen bee, want no smoke with me. Okay. Then turn this motherfucker up 800 degrees. Whole team eat chefs cause she's a treat. Ooh, she's so bougie, bon appetit.
I'm a savage, attitude nasty. Talk big shit, but my bank account match it. Hood, but I'm classy. Rich, but I'm ratchet. Haters kept my name in their mouth, now they gagging. Bougie. He say the way that thing move, it's a movie. I told that boy we gotta keep it lowly, me the room key. I done bled the block and now it's hot, bitch, I'm Tunchi. I'm mood and I'm moody. I'm a savage.
What up, y'all? It's your girl Bombcat. I'm so excited. On Bombcat Chat, we about to get it poppin' in the Mile High City and beyond. Me and my guests will be having fun, talking shit about current topics, and smoking on some bomb-ass weed. Tune in every other Saturday evening starting at 4:20, beginning in September, and see what shenanigans I've been up to and what the people of the town got to say. Submit topic suggestions to Bombcat Chat on Facebook and get ready for some smoking, choking, and chopping it up. See you soon. What up, y'all? It's your girl Bombcat. So welcome to this week's edition of Bombcat Chat. With the climate today in America, there's a lot going on. So I wanted to kind of do a serious show, even though I'm giggling right now. It's a serious show. Here in the U.S., it's getting increasingly hostile for us people of color. And I'm doing, like I said, an informative show. So if there's anybody in your household that is a gun enthusiast, a lover of pistols, rifles, whatever, bring them in now. Put them by the phone, put them by your TV. If you're watching on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So right now, as I was saying, it seems like there is an assault on people of color. And whether it's the police or even our own people, like, it's getting ridiculous, especially here in Colorado, but I'm not going to get into all that. We've seen a rise in gun violence. We've seen a lack of gun safety. I think a few weeks ago, a 3-year-old actually shot themselves messing with the gun in the household. That means it wasn't put up correctly or whatever the case may be, but people really need to start taking that stuff seriously. The thing is, people really don't know their rights right now. You really need to know if you have a right to carry a gun and how to present it. And the Second Amendment says we all have a right to keep and bear arms. So, and I just learned there's not even an age limit on it, but we'll get into that here a little bit further. But right now, 72% of all Americans own a gun. And I could say honestly, I don't own a gun. I've never been a gun owner, but that's crazy to know that many of us in America today do own guns. Men are really more likely than women to participate in gun-related activities, like going to the shooting range and things like that. And while gun ownership is highest among white men, it's crazy because, like, black women, since about 2018, we've been popping off, literally. Like, we are going out, getting licensed, getting our guns, and we're learning how to shoot more and more. Currently, there are about 13 million people that have a concealed carry, and that's definitely what I'm going to be trying to get, because I want to know that I can be out, be safe. I don't have to have everybody in my business. If I am safe, you don't have to know about that. And like I said, since about 2018, a growing number of sisters have been purchasing firearms. We're the fastest growing demographic among the National African American Gun Association, and that's NAAGA. I was like, that sound crazy, kind of like nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm part of the true niggas, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. But, and I try to see, like, how we do in the NRA, like how many black people in general are participating in that. And the NRA, even though it's America's largest gun club, they don't even keep track of the color or the race, I should say, of the people who join. So I was unable to get those statistics, unfortunately. But my guest this week is a certified firearms instructor. He's also a member of the NRA. He's a builder of custom pieces, and he's here to really put us up on some game today, y'all. I'm so excited. You guys just don't even understand. So we staying informed, you know what I'm saying? And we staying dangerous in these streets because 2020 has shown us anything can happen at any time, and you need to be prepared for sure. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Master Young of Bulwark Strategies. Now, I want to thank you so much for being here with me today.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
For sure. Now, you're a certified firearms instructor, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now, who or what piqued your interest in firearms?
I guess it would have to be when I was 16 years old. I had a best friend whose father was a ranger and had guns, and he took me to go shoot. And my first experience shooting a gun was I shot a bald eagle, and I kind of got addicted at that point to guns.
Wow, okay. Nice. So, why do you believe that we should carry guns? Like,
I think that every human being in the United States should proactively, assert their 2A right. It's your right as an American citizen to bear arms. It doesn't say in what capacity in that Second Amendment. It just says you have the right to bear arms. So, for me, I believe that that's where it stems from. Now, that can bleed over into things like concealed carry, home protection, and other avenues of your right to bear arms. But I believe that every person has the right to bear a firearm.
And with that being said, I know your company, Bulwark Strategies, how long has that been around?
I just started the company this year in March.
So, I know I was asking you some preparation questions before we did this. What are color codes? Because you said, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm black, so I bet not have no gun. What that mean?
No, it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. So, color codes are basically states of awareness that people walk around in their everyday life.
Oh.
It was first developed by the Marines, back when the World Wars were happening. And
what's the happiest code?
The happiest code to ever be in is, that's a hard question, kind of. There's really no happy code.
Oh, okay.
I would say the safest code is yellow.
Okay, yeah, I stay yellow, y'all. Okay.
So there's white, yellow, orange, and red. So white is when people are like this, their whole, every day they stay here.
Oh, yeah.
Beside this thing called a cell phone. Well, I have no peripheral vision if I'm tunnel vision right here.
Love it.
Also, when you're in white, you're not paying attention to your surroundings. You're not looking at other people. You're not accessing threats, dangers, and you're just focused on you in this little tiny bubble that you live in.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Which, unfortunately, I love social media, but that's the way most of us live our lives, unfortunately.
Here.
Yes.
And I've been guilty of doing it too. I won't sit here and say that I've never been in condition white, but I probably spend maybe 2% of my life in condition white sometimes.
Okay.
Then you go into yellow. Yellow is where every single person should live, in yellow. It's where I spend 98% of my life.
Nails? Y'all see the nails?
Is in yellow. Even when I'm at home, I'm in condition yellow. I carry at home. Josh knows me very well. I carry at home. I've always got a firearm on me, no matter where I go. When you're in yellow, you're aware of your surroundings. Your peripheral vision, believe it or not, you can see back over my shoulder if you're paying attention.
Yes.
You're accessing parts of your cortex that you normally wouldn't do when you're in condition white. When you're in yellow, you're looking people in the eye. I'm scanning body language. I'm scanning clothing. If the clothing is not the right type of clothing for the temperament outside, that's a red flag for me.
Right.
A person, if it's 95 degrees outside and you walk into the bank with a bomber on, something's not right there.
Exactly.
The clothing don't fit the climate. I count chairs and people.
Okay.
I'm always counting exits when I'm in stores. When I'm out in public, I greet every person in the face. I don't normally speak. Sometimes I will, but I look them in the eye and let them know. Say, hey, I'm Master Young. I'm not a victim, and I don't fear you. I'm here. I exist, and you're going to acknowledge me. And that's yellow.
That's yellow.
You're aware of your surroundings. Orange is where things get a little trickier. Orange is when I've realized that there is a credible threat somewhere near me or around me. I could hear loud screaming, people running out of a store. That's a credible threat. That would give me the inclination that something's happening into that store, and maybe I don't want to walk past that store. So
exactly.
At this point, I've acknowledged the fact that there's a threat, and now I have choices. I could run and get the hell out of there, or I can just stay there because maybe I have to get past this store. Maybe I could cross the street, walk around.
Right.
Or maybe I have to prepare to defend myself.
So it kind of puts you in a mode where you have to stop, assess the situation, and see what your next best step will be.
Yes. Whenever you go into orange, you should instantaneously be able to assess what is going on, what's causing the commotion, and then decide, am I going to retreat? Am I going to hide, find cover, or am I going to engage a threat?
I gotcha.
So if either one of those can lead you into the last one, which is red. So in red, that credible threat is now became imminent for you. So saying a guy, they're the people who are running out of the store because someone's in the store shooting. Now I may have heard the shooting from inside the store, but it did not come outside the store, so I'm still in orange. My pistol's still in my holster, I haven't drawn it, but once I go into red, my pistol comes out of my holster. Here's the thing, once you pull your pistol out of your holster, you are not inclined to pull the trigger, even in red, okay? In red, I still have the option to retreat, I can find concealment or cover, or I can engage the threat if it is imminent to me.
Okay.
Okay, and that's red. It's when that credible threat has turned into an imminent threat against me.
Okay.
And I either have the option to retreat, find cover, escape, or engage the threat.
Nice.
You never want to be in red. Live your life in yellow.
Yes. So, with that being said, in the event of a violent attack, like, what should you do if you're armed? Like, don't just, oh, this person is acting crazy, I'm about to shoot. You know, you really have to get in the yellow and then quickly to orange to assess your situation. But what are the next steps?
So if I'm in yellow and there's a credible threat to me, there's no steps to getting to orange. I'm automatically in orange. I just transcend over. Now, if there is a threat 21 feet away from me and I know I'm the victim, right, which you always want to be the victim, in any altercation, you never want to be the aggressor.
That's correct.
Legally, you want to be the victim. And he's coming at me. If I draw my firearm, I'm going to have it at what's called the low ready, or I'm going to have it pointing at the ground, and I'm just going to put my hand up and I'm going to scream, stop. Don't come any closer. And I'm screaming very loudly because I want the attention of everybody around me because I want witnesses.
Right.
So,
mine might come out a little different, like, motherfucker, you better get back. But, okay, good to know.
Remember, everything you say and do can be used against you in a court of law.
Right, and I did
Remember
tell
that.
him he fucked his mother and he better get back.
Yeah,
so,
remember that. Because here's the thing. When you are the victim and then you turn it around and become the aggressor and you're no longer the victim, guess who's going to jail?
You.
You. Never be the aggressor unless you absolutely have to put a threat down. So you don't want to scream, don't come in near me, motherfucker, I'm gonna blow your head off.
Okay, I'll change it.
You don't say anything like that. You don't say, fuck your mom, I'll kill you. You know, you don't, I'll put fucking holes in you. You never want to talk like that.
Right.
To a threat, because now that person's the victim and you now become the aggressor.
Gotcha.
So you want to de-escalate. And there are steps to the use of force. It's called the use of force continuum. So you want to de-escalate before you use the force of continuum. So if he's 21 feet away from me, I'm going to de-escalate. Stop. Don't come any closer. He knows I have my firearm out because it's out and I presented it, but it's aimed at the ground. Because the minute, if I pull it out and he's no threat at 21 feet and I aim it at him, That's called deadly force, even though I did not pull the trigger.
Wow.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a felony. You can't do that. So I hold it here. If he keeps coming, I'm going to tell him again, stop. Please stop. I may even beg him.
Yeah.
I may even get emotional because I really, at the end of the day, don't want to
shoot
kill anybody.
anyone.
I don't want to shoot
Exactly.
anybody at the end of the day. I want to live my life in peace. If he gets within about 15 feet, then the paradigm changes. If he's not obeying that second command and he's still coming, and if he has a weapon, my gun now comes up. I'm going to give him one last time to stop. If a person's smart and they're not strung out on drugs or they're not high on anything and they have some level of consciousness to know that, wow, there's a loaded gun pointed at me, they may back off and say, okay, wow, this just got way too real and intense too fast, and take off. Okay, you've de-escalated. There's steps to that. If he doesn't, then the use of force continuum goes up and up and up until deadly force.
Gotcha.
So once I pointed the gun at him within that 9 to 15 feet, I am now at deadly force, even though I didn't pull the trigger. If he's still coming at me, that's what we have great attorneys for at USCCA.
Whatever happens, happens.
I have a great attorney, and unfortunately, if I have to take his life to prevent my life from being taken, then I will do that.
Gotcha.
But you want to make sure that you follow the color codes, de-escalate as much as you can. At 21 feet, I'm probably going to turn away and run. It doesn't make me a coward.
Yeah, it just makes you a smart person who doesn't want to have to kill someone.
I live to fight another day.
Yes.
Now, if I turn around and run and he's chasing me, now the paradigm changes. So you have to make sure you're de-escalating and follow the de-escalating techniques, because if you don't, you can get yourself in a world of trouble.
Exactly. Now, you hear a lot about when people try to defend the police for shooting someone, they go through a whole training to know when to pull their gun and when to act like that. Do you think they react like that because there's some physiological things that go on that you might not be able to control, like the physical aspects of that fear, that fight or flight? Is there something to that?
That can be a complicated conversation. I do believe that police do get training. I actually went to the police training for Denver. I didn't go all the way through the academy because once I got ready to go to the academy, my ex-wife was like, no, you're going to get killed and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So I actually ended up not even going, but I went through the preliminary training. Here's my take on it. Police do get training, not enough. It used to be where you needed a 4-year degree to be a cop. Now all you need is a driver's license and a birth certificate.
Oh.
You don't need any formal training. A lot of the municipalities and counties don't require post-training. I believe that Arapahoe, prior to COVID-19, was the only county that required post-training, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that.
So is that follow-up training?
No, you had to go to an actual school to be a cop.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's like police officer school.
Yeah, police academy,
So,
the old funny movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was actual post-training that they had to do. Now they don't. All you need is a birth certificate and a high school diploma.
Okay.
And a driver's license. I do think that there is a fight or flight response that does happen for some police officers. There's good police officers, there's bad police officers. We all understand that. I don't believe that every cop in the world is bad.
Exactly.
I believe there are some good. I've personally known good cops. There's two things in your brain, the hypothalamus and the hippocampus, that control adrenaline and that fight or flight response. So if a person is physiology or psychologically off and not controlled correctly by those components in the brain, it could cause them to act irrationally and shoot when they should not shoot.
Yeah.
I also believe, and there's a paradigm where with a badge and a gun, I'm a badass. That happens. There's many different paradigms that comes when it comes to police officers, when they should shoot, when they shouldn't shoot. Do I believe that a lot of police officers could possibly be white supremacists? Absolutely.
Right.
And they have a thing out for black men. Why is it that we see black men as a threat?
Well, if you look at the history of the police, it really started to police black people originally.
Yes.
Once we were free and making our own way in the world, they were threatened by us and didn't like us being out late at night. So the police were, you know, the first KKK and things like that were the police back in the day. So that's where it stems from. And, you know, with a lot of police reform they're talking about now, I really think they need to revamp what their role is in people's communities. And really, you know, and I also want to put this out there, you know, we as people need to start raising our children to know it's okay to be a policeman. It's okay to be a lawyer, even a prosecutor if you have to be. But, you know, everybody's not going to make it in rap. Everybody's not going to be an athlete. So,
Absolutely.
you know, do things to better your community going forward. You know, we really need to instill that in our children. So
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely.
And thank you for that. Do you really think, like, being licensed matters if you're black? Like, you know, if I'm walking around, I got my concealed carry. Are the police really going to care that, you know, Bomb Cat's over here with a gun? Like, that's a black woman with a gun, regardless to who she is or what she does.
Well, the police don't know that you're concealed carry. And by law, you're not required to tell a police officer when you come in contact with them that you have a concealed carry license or a concealed carry firearm on your person.
Okay.
It's not required by law.
Okay.
Not by state statute. It is not required.
I think it's something that gets ingrained in us that when we see the police, we have to tell them everything
No,
or
you don't.
reveal everything, because you think, like, if he finds out I have this gun, he's just going to shoot me. So
You do the minimal amount of talking you need to a police officer.
mhm.
So when we talk about de-escalating threats, unfortunately the police have become a threat to us.
Exactly.
Or we've become a threat to them. So I de-escalate with the police myself. I don't tell them everything because I have an attorney, and that's what my attorney does for me. But I give them enough for them to run their small little investigation.
Mhm.
Anytime you come in contact with a police officer and they run your name or license plate, believe me, it's an investigation.
Exactly.
That's happening in the background. You may not know about it, but it is. So you say the least amount of words you can possibly ever say, but cooperate without giving them any reason to, quote unquote, fuck with you.
Exactly.
To criminalize you
Mhm.
in any shape, form, or fashion. So the police don't even know you're concealed carry. When you get a concealed carry, it comes from the sheriff's department. So
Oh.
local PD has no idea that you are a concealed carry. And I'll give you an example. I was walking with my daughter one day down the street, and I just happened to be walking in front of the police station with my daughter, and she was 2 years old at the time. And the police were arresting a guy, and the ambulance was there, and they were doing some medical stuff. At the time, anyhow, I had on a black Bo Jackson Raider jersey, which I still got, hanging in the closet. Thumbs up. And,
Raiders. Sorry, Denver. I know it's Bronco country.
and so it was bulging out. And at the time, I used to carry a Smith & Wesson 40XD. And I guess it was bulging. I walked across the street, and I walked in front of the police because I don't fear the police
Right.
whatsoever. Never have, and I
Me
never will.
either. Me either.
And I'm a productive citizen. I don't have any record, so I don't have any reason to exert any type of fear
Exactly.
to the dogs so they can smell the pheromones. So I don't do that. I walk with my head up, and I'm proud. So I guess they saw the bulge, and they followed me down the street about half a block, and they got behind me. He's like, "Excuse me, sir," and I turned around, and I was like, "Yes, sir. What can I do for you?" And he's, "Do you have any business here with the police station?" I was like, "Absolutely not. Just walking with my daughter." He's like, "Do you happen to have a firearm on you?" I went, "Yes, I do." Just like that. I said, and then when I went, "Yes, I do," I dropped my daughter's hand. I put my hands up like this. I said, "My name is Master Young. I have no felonies, no record. I'm a concealed carry permit holder. On my right side is a fully loaded 40XD Smith & Wesson with hollow points." I said, "In my back left pocket is my regular wallet with my driver's license. In my back right pocket is my concealed carry wallet. You have the permission to reach around and grab the wallet to verify who I am." And he was like, "Man, put your hands down." So I de-escalated. If you de-escalate, you don't have those issues. So
Yes.
they don't even know unless you show them. But yeah, that was that.
Okay. Well, kind of transitioning to the nitty gritty. What's your favorite firearm?
Glock.
Glock.
Yeah.
So would that be like a 9?
Don't matter. I have Glock 9s, Glock 10s, Glock 45s. I have Ghost
So
Glocks,
Glock is a name brand.
It's
then.
a brand.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It is the most durable firearm on the planet. I don't care what anybody tells you.
So now this has turned into a commercial for Bulwark. I hope you guys reach out. I'd love to.
Glock, reach out to Bulwark Strategy, 1770 Armory, and Gun Tailors. We'd love to have you in our armory.
And we'd love to have y'all on the show. All right. What's the easiest gun for a woman to use?
There's no easiest gun for anybody. So we do at Gun Tailors and Bulwark Strategies and 1770 Armory, we do what's called gun fitting.
Okay.
So if you go to the gun store to buy a gun, the guy behind the counter doesn't care about whether or not the gun fits you and it's good for you. They just want to sell you a $700 gun.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is we take you to the gun store, we'll bring you to the armory, and we actually fit you for a gun. We have many different levels of guns. We've got slimline single stack guns like the 48 and the 43 and the 43X. Those typically are the size for women.
Okay. Did you happen to bring any of those for your presentation?
Actually, I actually did.
Okay,
Yes, I did.
so you'll be able to see those in just a moment.
Chatters, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Now that was part 1 of my show with Master Young. Part 2 will be airing on the 17th, so be sure to tune back in. It's going to include a bomb-ass demonstration of the firearms, ammunition, as well as some more rules to the game. So be sure to tune in, y'all. Thanks for tuning in today. Wow. Bombcat Chat is sponsored by D. Will Photography, SP Apparel, Chicks Logos and Fine Arts, Rated3X.com, and Bombcat Entertainment Group.